All right, ladies and gents. Mean Gene. Woo!
Yay, Gene!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Disney with the Ducks. I am joined by my friends Lonnie
Hello.
and my friend Jody,
Hi, friends.
and of course me, Meanest Genus. For episode 168, the lounges are coming. Before we move any further and we talk about what we're going to do today, I have to remind you, we live and die by the reviews. We need all the 5-star reviews we can get. It's all about the algorithms and all the other things. And so 5-star reviews, please. We'd love to know the things that you like. We'd love to know suggestions. Any negative feedback, constructive feedback, whatever you want to call it, you can direct that towards Lonnie. But we'd love to have those reviews and those especially 5 stars. But now we can move on to the business. Hey, I'm curious, guys.
Yes, sir.
I just had a dish for dinner that was just one of my favorites, not something I cook myself. Something I discovered kind of as an adult. And I'm just curious, do you have a go-to dish that you eat? Like you go to a particular, type restaurant. It's something that you're not going to eat all the time. It's something, just maybe special, maybe something when you go to a certain city, something like that. Do you have a particular food item like that? I don't know why my question's about food tonight, but that's my love language. Lonnie, I know you got some food stuff.
Yeah, I like to eat. I think that just goes without saying. So I just came back from Disney and I went to Epcot. So guess what I grabbed for lunch?
Popcorn?
Of course I did popcorn. That's automatic. But guess what meal I sat down? Jody B, what was it?
Fish and chips.
Exactly. So
I knew what it was
got
too.
Some fish and chips. Fantastic. It was great as always. Got a nice seat, covered seat because it was pretty warm there. Enjoyed my fish and chips, relaxed, listen to the music, watch the water. Fish and chips from Epcot.
So you just had within less than a 10-day window, the fish and chips on the West Coast and the fish and chips on the East Coast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so are you still sticking by? I asked you on that episode, who has better fish and chips? Are you still sticking with your original answer?
I am.
Okay. England for the win.
England for the win.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Good answer.
And then I got popcorn, so there you go.
I wasn't necessarily thinking Disney, but I see that you took it that direction. I mean, this is a Disney themed podcast, so that makes a lot of sense. We talk a lot about Disney food, so that's not where I was going with it. But you ask a question of Kevin, you're going to get a Star Wars answer. You ask a question of Lonnie, you're going to get a Disney answer. You ask a question of Jody, you're going to get a salad answer. So tell me what salad that, your go-to salad in a particular place.
No. So my rule of thumb is when I go out to a restaurant, I try to find something on the menu that's something that I don't cook or I don't like to cook.
Yep.
So, for example, sushi. I don't make sushi at home, so I like to order sushi out. Actually, Lonnie, you had a good one, fish and chips. I don't fry at home. I don't have a deep fryer. I don't even have an air fryer. I don't fry things. I don't know how to fry. So if I'm out and I'm wanting to be bad and there's a good fish and chips or a fish sandwich, I may get that because it's fried and I don't fry things at home. So I like to find on the menu something that I typically don't cook because why order something out that I can make at home?
I think that's a great idea.
So you don't fry at all? You have no air fryer?
I have no air fryer.
Do you have grease at home?
Well, sometimes, yeah. But I try not to fry stuff. It makes a mess.
It does make a mess, but it's so good.
Yeah, no,
We don't fry inside much. I'll fry outside every once in a while.
no
but
one
not-
declared it's not good. That's why it's good when it's out of restaurant and they have to clean it all up.
That's right. That's right.
All right, what about you, Mean Gene?
So
First
the
of all,
reason
tell
I
us
was
the dish
thinking
you
of,
had tonight.
say that again.
Tell us about the dish you had tonight.
Yeah. So actually, Lonnie used to live around the Baton Rouge area, which I'm in Baton Rouge for work. And I shot him a quick text. I said, "Where should I eat tonight?" And he told me a place. And I went, and seafood theme, which I like seafood, but it's not what I always eat. But I thought I'm gonna go. Lonnie told me I'm gonna go try this place. I had two things that if it's on the menu, I have a hard time not getting. And the first was they had oysters, and I don't know. The lady saw me, laser focused on the little section. They didn't have a lot of different types, but they had charbroiled oysters. They had oysters on a half shell, but then they had blackjack. They called these charbroiled oysters, and they had bacon and some kind of a cream sauce, and they were charbroiled, and they were phenomenal. I just had a half dozen, just a little taste. Good gosh, they were amazing. But then, what I often tell servers at a restaurant, I said, "Hey, look, while you're getting this or that or that, think about what I'm going to eat tonight." And I joke, because I like suggestions. But when she left, I looked down at the menu, and the first thing that I saw was barbecue shrimp, and it's something. The first time I ever ate it was at Ruth's Chris, and it's a New Orleans thing. And of course, I had to do a deep dive on the internet and figure out the origin of it. But it's a little different everywhere. And Ruth's Chris is my favorite, but at this restaurant, it was pretty, as the kids say, bussin'. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really good. And so it's just one of those things that I mean, if it's on the menu in the New Orleans area, Baton Rouge area, yeah, I'm probably gonna get it.
So the first time I had Louisiana type barbecue shrimp, I thought it was barbecue
Right.
seasoning, like
Mhm.
ribs seasoning. And when it came out, I was like, "What in the heck is this?" And then I realized I love it. It was so good.
What is
So
this delicious buttery sauce that these
yeah,
shrimp with the heads and/or tails are swimming in?
yeah, absolutely delicious sauce and
Yeah.
so good. And mine came with bread to dip up all the yummy sauce. And it was at a
Mhm.
local restaurant called Swamp
Yeah, it's
Water.
got it. Oh, really?
Yeah, Swamp
Interesting.
Water.
Yeah, it's got to come with the bread, because the bread, that's
I know.
really, I don't even need the shrimp. I just need the gravy,
Right.
the sauce, and the bread. French
Yeah.
bread, just crunchy. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think what you can take away from that is, number one, Gene is a connoisseur. He ordered the oysters, blackjack. It came with bacon. Bacon is the candy of meats. Take
Mhm.
us to the next level. Guess what?
Yeah.
A lot of buttery goodness in that oyster as well. And
Yeah.
then he followed it up with heaping barbecue shrimp with the correct pistolette breads they have to dip up the sauce. But you take all that away, and what's the underlining factor? Once again, Lonnie G comes in the clutch. He called me, right? He sent out the SOS. I was busy, but then it literally like the bat signal, right? It shot up in the air. It was Gene needing help. And what did I do? I dropped everything I was doing, literally, and I said, "You know what? Gene, go to this place." He went, he had a good time. I'm happy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out today.
And
That's
that's after 7 hours on the road and somebody hitting me today. I got in a wreck, and I'm fine. My car was very minimal damage, but somebody just turned into me. I'd driven 3 hours to an appointment, and literally 5 minutes before I got to my appointment, somebody wrecked in front of me, and so I was 30 minutes late for my appointment. I had somebody else was meeting me there, so it was all good. And I'm fine. The other guy was fine. It was all good. But not the best day, not a terrible day. But Lonnie came through in the clutch, and guided me, gave me some good, strong direction for dinner, and it really made my night. It was
You
good.
needed
I
those
should have told you.
oysters.
If I knew you had a wreck, I would have told you get the bread pudding. Their bread pudding is pretty good there.
Oh, I have the lava cake. It's
that is
it's
good.
over there waiting for me.
Oh, good deal. Proud of you, sir. Proud of you.
Yep. Well, hey, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that. Like I said, food, unfortunately, I have a few toxic relationships in my life. There's Lonnie, of course, there's the Dallas Cowboys, and there's food. And so thanks for indulging me in that little exercise. But today we're going to talk about lounges. And so we're going to talk about the new things that are coming to Walt Disney World, and to just give us kind of an update with that. Jody, what do you want to share with us?
Yeah, so there's a couple of bars and lounges coming or that are on their way or coming soon. The one that I don't think is a lounge, but it's a place to get drinks, which I think is a little bizarre. So I'm starting with my least favorite of the options, is the one at the Grand Floridian. So Grand Floridian already has upstairs the Enchanted Rose, which is lovely, has great little food, has wonderful drinks or non-alcoholic drinks, great atmosphere. That's where we had an awesome experience with our favorite server there, Patrick Mark Matt. So I don't know why they need to have like a bar downstairs in the lobby. So that seems strange to me. It doesn't feel very Grand Floridian to me. I don't know when it's coming, so don't look for me for dates for that one. But thought that one was odd. So that was the first one. The second one that is not yet here, but coming sometimes in late 2025. So who's going to place a bet? December, we'll say.
December 28th.
Okay, there we go. It's a new Pirate of the Caribbean themed lounge called the Beak and Barrel. We don't know a lot about it. We know it's going to be in Adventureland. My guess is it's going to be where, what's the little restaurant that's never open anymore directly across from Pirates?
Yeah, that place.
That one?
I think that's exactly where it is going to be.
Okay.
Right there.
I can't think of the name of it, and I apologize. But I think that's going to be pretty fun. I mean, it's a whole Pirate of the Caribbean theme. There's going to be, this Captain Mary Goldwyn story part of it. She was a rum runner and talkative, and there's a Rummy the parrot, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens with that. Of course, we don't know a lot yet. Just a little bit of art was released, but I think that's good, and it's family friendly, so that's going to be important. Family friendly. And the last one that opens really soon, June 4th. Okay, we're gonna go with June 4th. I couldn't remember the date.
You act like you don't trust me.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was like,
I mean, why wouldn't I have that date spot on?
I mean, I'm sure you have it tattooed on your arm, probably, so you can read it every day.
I have it on my calendar, like
circled.
He has a trip planned just to go to that lounge.
I wouldn't go that far.
Anyway, the Geo 82 Lounge will be the first lounge that's opening this year, and it's in Epcot. And this one's interesting because it's an adult-only lounge. So how do you guys feel about that? Adult only.
Okay, so of all the lounges, right? I mean, I'm pretty excited for this one as well. I think just for the location, which is really, really good, right? Around Spaceship Earth. I think that's awesome. The fact that if done correctly, you're looking out over the park. I think it'll be great if you can do some fireworks, tied it into fireworks. That'll be awesome. So I am excited about that one, right? When I think of Epcot, I think of adult, right? I know I shouldn't because it's still a Disney property, but when you think about going around the world, you know what kind of similar happens around there on the weekends. And what I found, because I was there recently and it wasn't the weekend, so apparently it happens a lot throughout the week. But the whole drinking around the world, well, now you can drink in one spot and you're in the world, right? You're at the world, you're there, right? So I'm excited for that one. I think it'll be pretty interesting. I like the fact that it is adults only. I think that puts another edge to it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna pop in that one and check it out.
Yeah, and from what I understand, you can they're already taking reservations. So and that maybe that's something on marathon weekend we try to get a reservation for.
Sign me up.
I think that could be fun. I think that could be fun. So, but again, all these lounges, I think the menus look pretty awesome. They're going to have some different food pairings to go with things. But what I'm more excited about is throwing the question back to you. If you're an Imagineer and you got to create a lounge, any theme and any of the parks, or even let's go resort, wherever you want, what would you do and where would you put it?
Okay. That's a good one. Gene, I'm going to let you go. Where would you put this lounge?
Well, I mean, guess. Just guess. Guess where I'm going.
I think you're going to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah. So the Outpost Cantina, located obviously at Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, but it's going to be tucked away near Black Spire Outpost outskirts, accessible via a hidden door behind a droid repair shop. So think about this. I want you to picture this in your mind's eye. Set in a repurposed rebel hideout turned speakeasy for smugglers, bounty hunters, and travelers. Think Oga's Cantina meets Star Wars Resistance Base. So like a 2-level space, a balcony seating looking over a holographic star map and table holo projection games, weathered rebel insignias, carbon scoring on the walls. Think Millennium Falcon, not, like in A New Hope, where it's a bit dirty,
Mm-hmm.
Not in Han Solo, rotating droids, delivering drinks, entryway. When people walk in, they get scanned. Guests, they have to hack into a panel. It's like an interactive touchscreen, kind of the game, kind of the fun of it, to gain access using their magic band.
Mm-hmm.
The menu, blue milk martini, chilled martini with rum, blue milk, liqueur, and shimmer dust. A Hoth ice shard, vodka-based slushy served with dry ice fog in a tauntaun horn glass. Wookiee Chew warm bantha milk caramel bites with spiced cocoa sauce. Yub Nub nachos, multicolored chips with Endorian spice cheese and Nerf meat chili.
Wait. Hold on. Go back to, what was the first food item? The caramel what?
The Wookiee Chew, warm bantha milk caramel bites with spiced cocoa sauce.
So a Wookiee Chew. Okay.
Yeah. It's not made. No Wookiees will be harmed in the making.
That's
Mm-hmm. Unlike Pog, but the Pog juice, they use real Pogs.
Yeah. So entertainment, a DJ droid, DJ 77 Splicer plays Star Wars infused lo-fi beats, cutting and scratching, Think about like in Jabba the Hutt's palace, the aliens performing live performances by alien musicians. I think it could be a hit, some of the interactivity in it could be rebel messages visible only under like a black light, holo calls from Leia, Lando, Ahsoka. Maybe they play randomly at tables. And you could scan QR codes to decrypt kind of the lore or the missions to like through the Play Disney Parks app, that kind of thing. You think that's something that can work?
Yeah.
As long as it's better than Oga's Cantina, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I wanted to think about some different entertainment, edutainment. Oga's, I wasn't that impressed with Oga's.
Maybe.
Nasty drinks. Put a lot of work into that. Stayed up late.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure it took you a long time to hit that prompt.
Listen, as long as there are places to sit and I don't have to sit with random strangers, that's always so awkward at Olga's. They always sit you with random strangers. And me, I will talk to the wall, and I always get sat next to the people who do not want to talk to me at all. Like they don't want to be my friend. And then I'm sad and I leave there sad. So, if this place, I want to be able to sit at a table, maybe invite another table over if they're fun, because, we're interacting in the games, Gene. I feel ya.
So I'll tell you, I put that out there and I probably shouldn't have, because last night I watched the final episode. I've been rewatching a bunch of Marvel stuff, and I rewatched Hawkeye. And at the end of Hawkeye, I don't remember ever seeing this before, but there's an end credit scene after the final episode, and it's the Rogers Broadway show,
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the song, I don't know if it's the name of the song, but the kind of the refrain is "I can do this all day," and all it did. It's probably midnight. I'm watching this. I'm falling asleep. I wasn't falling asleep anymore once that came on. It just made me mad. Every time they said "I can do this all day," I got madder and madder and madder at Disney stealing my idea. It came right from the podcast, right from
like episode 3 or 4. You can go back and look at it.
And I know this. I know this is going to get stolen. I shouldn't even put it out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what, Gene? Take your power back. Give it Disney. Give it. They can't steal it. So say Disney, this is an idea for you, and that way you remain whole. And
Yeah,
sure
that
does
would-
your chat GPT
Yeah.
bot that prompted that.
Excuse me. Chat what? Chat what?
Huh? Huh? What?
Oh,
I beg your pardon.
okay. What do you, Monty, any follow-up questions? That was very specific. I mean, that had a menu and drinks and entertainment.
Oh, I got an actual menu. That was just a couple of drinks. I got an actual menu if you want it, but no, we don't have to go into that.
Not, I mean, you don't want Disney to steal too much.
No.
All right, Lonnie G, do you have an idea?
You know, my idea would be a little different, not as elaborate as Gene, but I think it's still good. So my idea would actually go in Animal Kingdom, and think about this, right? There is a tunnel that leads you into the safari. You pop up, right, and there's a little safari, literally, right, a building, a lounge surrounded by the lions, things of that nature in the safari, Kilimanjaro safaris, and it is the Wakanda Lounge.
Oh, nice.
In this lounge, you have, of course, all the famous drinks and food from Wakanda. You also have
like what?
Huh?
Like what?
I mean, I can't tell you what they are because it's a secret. You have to go to the lounge and order. You can't just, just like Wakanda is hidden, this lounge is hidden.
I have an idea for one. You want?
No, I don't. So anyway, you go to this steel tunnel, you pop up there, right? And you're in Wakanda basically. And of course, you have Black Panther coming around, but you'll also have other Marvel characters come around. Because remember, in Wakanda, Rocket was there, right? You can get
the White Wolf.
You could get definitely the White Wolf got to be there, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's actually lived in Wakanda before even Rocket got there.
He did.
So you have them coming around at the table for meet and greets. They're talking about their epic battle, with Thanos. So to me, that would be a perfect place to do it. Right there, Wakanda Lounge, I'll take it. Also, if there's another lounge in Animal Kingdom, you say, you know what? Do I want that lounge? No, let's tie a alien lounge into Avatar Land. So you'll actually, of course, they're different, right? But hear me out, because Disney's going to steal this. All right. Disney is about to come out with a show. It's on Hulu. It's called Alien Earth. And basically the xenomorphs crash on Earth and they get loose, right? So basically the aliens on Earth doing their thing. Well, let's just say that ship crashed and those aliens built a lounge in Animal Kingdom. So of course you got the queen, she's there, right? You got the little eggs that pop open. Your food, your drinks will be in those eggs. So the server will bring it out, right? If you're lucky, or you're unlucky, the egg will open, boom, xenomorph in the face. It might be scary for kids, so this is going to be adult only, right? You have the space Marine walking around with your guns. You have a Ripley, right? I mean, that's all Disney franchise, right? So we have Ripley walking around. We even have Newt, little Newt. She's walking around, and we have Bishop, of course, the alien, with the knife doing the tricks on the table. That would be epic. So that's the Aliens Lounge, kind of ties into the aliens crashing on Earth. So think about it. New show, Alien Earth, Alien Lounge. We'll take it.
I mean, you could have merch tie-ins, all kind of stuff. It sounds. I mean, it's a great idea.
Yeah, and look, every now and then, if you really want to do something, have a predator stroll through there. I mean, they're a natural, enemy to the alien.
Yeah.
So hey, have a predator stroll through there every now and then. We'll be in good shape.
I would not be going to that lounge.
Well, I mean, it's adult only. It is adult only.
I'm still not going. That would be nightmare and I would not sleep for the next 3 months.
Okay, let me ask you this. Would you go to the Wakanda Lounge instead?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I love Black Panther.
So do I.
My favorite movie.
I love Black Panther in a wholesome way that doesn't make him feel uncomfortable when I'm with him.
Yeah.
I got to put that out there because it's HR stuff, right? You got to just. I've been trained.
Let's turn lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Coming after us again.
But Jody B, what about you? I know you have fantastic ideas. What's
okay?
your
So here's
line?
my question: when you guys walk around the parks, do you ever look up? Right, like in particular,
no, that sun just burns. It's hot. I look
not
down.
that far, but
Okay.
The buildings you look up and there's the facade, or my favorite in Hollywood Studios, you look up and there's like apartment. They look like apartments and like people live there, and I'm like, that would be a cool. At first, I was thinking of a speakeasy, kind of like that type of vibe, but then I thought, nope, I'm gonna go down Hollywood Studios, down Sunset Boulevard. And I'm going to make like a 1930s jazz, big band, swing music type of club, but I want it to be upstairs. So all the storefronts are downstairs, like in a normal, regular, like city, but I'm going to have that whole next floor be nothing but the lounge. So then you can also look down and people watch, which is like my favorite thing to do, right? I'm going to have jazz music and big band music, but it's all going to be done Disney classics that are spun in that style. Because Bonnie, you got me started on that Disney Jazz station, and I'm obsessed with it. So, so it's going to be that whole, golden era of Hollywood, kind of the part for the Tower of Terror when they start off, say, the golden era of Hollywood, that type of feel and song, and that's going to lend itself to martinis and old fashions, and I'm sure some engineer or Imagineer can come up with some fun names for that. But I just think that you could make that. I want that upstairs level, and it's probably not even real. It's probably there's nothing even up there. I mean, it's probably really not a second floor, but in my mind, I want it to be, and so I want that to be maybe even with some outside tables so you can look down while people are walking past. So that's my thought. I want it to be kind of that feel and theme. And I don't know. I don't know what food's going to be served there. I don't know what was popular in the 1930s, but
it won't be fried, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? If they can fry it there, if they can clean it up. I'm just not going to get fried in my house. That's what I was thinking.
I like that idea. You know what? I like that. I like Hollywood Studios. That's one of my favorite parks. Probably, it alternates, right? But I tend to gravitate toward Epcot and Hollywood Studios more than any other place.
Yeah.
So I love to do that.
Yeah. I love Baseline. There's 1,001 things why I love Baseline Tap House. I love sitting outside. I love people watching. But it's not very big. It's not a very big space at all. And it's not themed, which is fine. Like it's a cool place to stop and have a drink and a giant pretzel. But I want this to be super themed, and I want it to be on Sunset. Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset Boulevard. What is the name of that street? Sunset Boulevard. And I want, this is the main part. I can't believe I forgot this. I want the original citizens from Hollywood up there interacting with the guests. You know how they used to be on the street downstairs, and they would interact with you, and they'd be in character. I want them up in the bar and having fun with people and walking from table to table and interacting. So, Gene, there's my entertainment. I forgot about that. So I've got the music going, but I also want, maybe it's a guy on a piano, I don't know, or maybe it's a full, jazz trio or a big band set. I don't know what it looks like or how loud it should be, but I do want the citizens of Hollywood up there.
Good. That's an awesome idea. It's funny you mentioned Hollywood Studios, and I know I'm about to John in him, but I also had two other ones that I think you guys might be interested in, if you don't mind me sharing very quickly.
No, please.
Sure.
So I thought about one in Hollywood Studios as well, and this is tied in Tower of Terror. This is my thoughts, right? If you know Tower of Terror, you know as you go through the pre-show and in the show, actually, they're telling you about what happened when you get struck by lightning, all that kind of good stuff. But let's have a lounge in there, right? And kind of like right before the accident. So you have the people that was at the hotel checking in, right? You got a little lobby. You walk past the lobby, and there's a little special bar you go in and kind of hang in there, and all this and that. And it's that you have storm starting to come, you have the rain, through Imagineering and magic, You have some of the windows, you have rain coming on there, you hear lightning, and you'll be like, oh, look, a storm is coming, right? Stuff like that, kind of tied into the Rod Sterling pre-show. I think that was one that I was thinking about that I said, you know what, this might be pretty good. I don't know. I love Tower of Terror. So anytime I can spend time back there, probably, leaders and stuff would have the bellhop uniforms on. So they would walk around and take your order and things of that nature. So that's one that I was very interested in having.
I think that's great. I love that. I'm all for that one too.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna leave that one because I'm not gonna keep sharing because, like Gene, I know Disney's gonna open one up, and I'm gonna be like, oh, dude, Disney.
Are there any resorts that you think need a good lounge?
Well, like you, I don't think Grand Floridian needs one downstairs. I don't know why they opened up that one. I think it takes away from the other bar. And so resort wise, I mean, if you think about it, so I spent, and I went here for the first time Saturday, Abacadabra on the boardwalk, and sat out there, watched the fireworks. It was a perfect night. I think it might have been, 75. There was a breeze, just sitting out there. That was an awesome experience. So, I mean, you think about that in regards to every resort has a bar of some sort when you're dealing with deluxe resorts, right? Not the value. And some of the moderates actually do have one here and there. But I don't think you need to add more to that. I think the resorts that they have are pretty good. I mean, if you want to add, and why I say that is you do a lot of value, and I hope I don't offend anybody when I say this, but like, for instance, you're doing something at, Pop Century. Well, there's a lot of kids, they have a lot of events there, cheerleader competition, they all stay over there. I don't want to bar over there where people, get little tipsy or something and act up. I want that to be where the kids can go. When me and Gene went there, we stayed the first time, we had kids outside, like flipping in the courtyard playing. Kind of stuff. I don't want parents like leaving and going to a bar there. I just don't. Leave that for the kids. But other ones, I think they're pretty good. If anything, Disney is, I think, found a niche where they do too much of bars. Put them in adult places, leave them there. I don't know what your thought is about having that, the power, even excited for it. How do you feel about them putting a little bit more alcohol in Magic Kingdom? I can't expect people to get tipsy in Epcot. I mean, that's a rite of passage. I don't want tipsy people in Magic Kingdom.
I don't either. But they can have a glass of wine or a beverage at dinner. So, all the restaurants now at Magic Kingdom have. I think you can't force people to order food, but I think if you do a 1 drink minimum or a time slot like they do at Oga's, where you can only be there for 45 minutes or whatever it is at Oga's, you can't be there very long. I think if they do something like that to keep it short, that would help. I don't know. I've gone back. I think it's going to be neat. I just hope it doesn't take away from Magic Kingdom being magic.
Yeah. And I'm talking, and I'm saying this, and I know I'm talking, and you're saying, Lonnie, you just said you didn't want a lot of drinks there, but at Magic Kingdom. But man, if you tie it into the Treasure, that Haunted Mansion bar that's on the Treasure, I would love to see that at Haunted Mansion as well in Magic Kingdom, right? I would actually prefer that over the Pirate one. I think if it did that, because just watching the videos of people and how immersive it is on the Treasure, rolling out bigger over there at, because that's a really big area, right? I mean, you kind of go there and maybe you can have it upstairs or something there. That would actually be pretty good too. So I wish they would kind of do that. But I
wonder if they're in the new Villains Land, if they're going to do some sort of an adult lounge back there.
Oh yeah,
because the Villains thing anyway is a little more mature and adult audience. But I don't know. We'll wait and see. I will say I do have, how much I love the Riviera. It's my home resort. I adore it. However, I will say I think it's missing a proper lounge. So it has the pool bar downstairs, and it has Topolino's, which has a bar that you can go, but not a lot of people, the bartenders say that like not a lot of people go up there to the bar, and you can order from the menu. Like you can sit at the bar and order the full menu and get my favorite fish ever from there. So I think that was a miss at the Riviera. So that was my idea. And Gene, I'm not surprised at all. I thought maybe you were gonna go Marvel. I thought
So I
maybe
have a Marvel one too.
you could have shared. I mean, Lonnie shared too.
Well, I mean, I didn't, but I'm not
Yeah,
Lonnie.
no Marvel. What's up?
No, I mean, I got Marvel. I don't, I won't share all. I mean, like I said, I put a lot of work, but I'm not going to share all the, everything.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, keep them one more. That's the number one rule in podcasting. Keep them one more.
the Quantum
I think
Realm.
no, the
Lounge,
number one rule is hit record. The second
I think
rule
it
is keep them one more.
So just past Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is where the Quantum Realm Lounge will be. So think of after the events of Quantumania, PimTech opens this cross-dimensional lounge, right? High-end cross-dimensional lounge as a testing ground for quantum infused relaxation. It's where Avengers, Agents of Shield, and the like come to unwind and kind of tinker between missions. Sleek, futuristic interior, drinks and snacks that shrink and enlarge via PIM particles. Staff wear PimTech uniforms. Some things like Quantum Fizz, Ant-Man Slider Trio, the Gamma Gulp, Mjolnir Flight. That's a heavy base tray with 4 Norse-inspired meads. You can't not just anybody can have that. They've got to be worthy to have the Mjolnir, flight. Yeah. So I've got more, but you get the idea.
Keep them one more, man. Keep them one more.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other comments about our lounges that are coming and the lounges that we would dream up?
Just keep them one more.
All right, Mean Gene. This one, if I got to think the lawyers are going to be all over this one.
They are, but we're no lawyers until we share a little funny, right?
Oh, mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, you can skip ahead if you want, but
I keep forgetting.
I'm not.
The thing is, the boys haven't been on the episode very much lately, and I've been in charge. And so when I was in charge, I'm like, well, there's no dads for dad jokes, so
yeah,
I didn't do them.
Well,
but you're here. The dads are here. So
the dads are here. Lonnie, you got a little something to make us quack up?
No, probably not, man. But I can tell you about a conversation I had with my wife. I told her, I said, you know what? Coming from, this recent Disney trip, and man, we ate a lot. We had some fun. We relaxed. It was a whole different adult vibe Disney trip. I told her, coming back, I feel like I might have gained some weight. I need to work out. And she said, you know what? Just try doing lunges. And I said, that I would, but that's a huge leap forward.
It can be.
It can be.
What about you, Jody? You got something for us?
Yeah, so we're talking about lounges, and so we got to go with a good bar joke if we're talking about lounges. So, a snake slithers into the bar, and the bartender says, "Sorry, but I can't serve you." And the snake says, well, "Why not?" And the bartender says, "Because you can't hold your liquor." So stupid.
Not really. It's pretty good. I mean, yeah. So I've been doing a lot of thinking, as I do. Do you like the movie Up?
I do.
Do you like it, Lonnie?
I do.
I mean, who doesn't, right? But so I was thinking about the movie Up, and it reminded me of the Astley paradox. Have you heard of the Astley paradox?
No.
Yeah. So, like, if Rick Astley wanted to give you his copy of Up, he can't because what does Rick Astley say? Never going to give you up. But by doing that, he actually lets you down, and he says he's never going to do that. So never going to give you up, never going to let you down. It's the Astley paradox. If he doesn't give you up, he lets you down. All right, you got it. Thanks. I appreciate y'all sharing that little funny. Thanks for sharing your lounge information, Jody, and your lounge ideas, both of you. Appreciate it. Once again, I want to remind our listeners, we do all this for you. This is all for you. Everything we do is for you. And so for us, all we need is a little bit of just a little love, 5-star reviews, that's it. That's all we need. Somebody mentioned, Jody, was it you mentioned the lawyers? Man, let me just tell you, they worked overtime on this one. Okay. I don't know why they did this. I have no idea why they did this, but just bear with me. Listen closely, you must, friends of Disney with the Ducks. Strange concoctions of imagination this episode brewed, yes. Discussed the lounges we did, galaxies far, far away and realms most quantum. Guided us, Gene's wisdom did. Kept the lights on track, Jody did. But Lonnie, distracted by his mighty purr. I should be doing this in Yoda's voice because that's the way it's written. Distracted by his mighty purr of Black Panther admiration, the force felt awkward, it did. Know this you should. Reality these lounges may never meet. Line up outside your garage with blue milk anyway, you might. Side effect of listening includes uncontrollable quacking, sudden trivia bravado, defeated by Gene you will be, and the urge to shrink nachos with PIM particles. Dangerous, that is. If converting backyard sheds into cantinas you begin, picture send. Professional help consider. Yes? No Wookiees electroprodded, no quantum timelines unraveled, and only minor embarrassment to Lonnie occurred. Deserved it was. Quacking up with the ducks ended the show we did. Laugh, cackle, snort, you probably did too. Subscribe you must, review you will, and remember, with great duck-like quacks comes great podcast responsibility. Don't know why Yoda inspired.
I don't know either, but I think we should actually really not pay for that lawyer. We didn't want that consultation. We should demand a full refund.
We should, shouldn't we?
Mm-hmm. But hey, keep on one more.
Thanks, friends.
I wish I could do Yoda's voice because that'd have been perfect.
It would have.
Perfect, you say?